Hello, honorable members of the clan. So I'm not quite sure if I am in frame because my camera right here, the battery is giving me some issues, but there is a topic that I've been trying to avoid because it was bringing up emotions, and I'm talking anger here because we are being made fools of as per usual by the African National Congress. So as you guys already know that some few days ago the ANC in Gauteng had its what you call this executive meeting or some kind of a meeting where the premier of Gauteng, Panyaza Lusufi, who's also the chairperson of the ANC in Gauteng, and he was grandstanding, let's put it that way. He was grandstanding because he's kind of like reading the room about, number one, why they lost the elections, number two, what is on South African people's mouth currently that is swaying them away from the ANC to vote other political parties. And this topic that he is raising, suddenly he's all acting shocked. And yet the people of South Africa have been crying about this for over 2 decades. And not only for the past 2 decades, you had a political party leader in Herman Mashaba who came and talked strongly about this topic, and then came Gayton McKenzie and his Patriotic Alliance and talked even more stronger, using even more stronger language such as Abahambe type of situation. And guess what the ANC was doing? Mum. Sitting on their ears. When we say that our grandparents have to stand at a tail of a queue at hospitals and clinics. They have to wake up at 2 in the morning, and by 3 p.m. they are still not seen by a doctor because the doctor had packed up at 11:30 and left. Why? Because the doctor has a private practice somewhere that he also needs to take care of it, or she needs to take care of it, leaving all these patients, including our grandparents, to the nurses. And most of these people that come from we don't know where, they don't have the discipline of patience. They use money to skip lines. They go straight to a security guard who himself doesn't even belong in this country. And then it will take money and put these people from goodness where they come from. They're not South Africans. And then they're able to see these doctors and nurses. And the grandparent comes back home without their medication, still ill, some of whom even passed away. And the ANC has been sitting on its laurels while South Africans are saying, what is going on? There was a point where Panyaza Lusufi, some months ago, I tried to find the clip of this particular video, but if I find it, I'm definitely going to show you, where he was talking about foreign nationals, especially illegal foreign nationals, using, and I'm going to paraphrase it because I don't remember exactly what he said, but what I picked up was the ANC is a party of humanity. Clearly not humanity towards its own citizens, but of course to the illegal foreigners. And he said that we cannot chase them away from our hospitals. Nobody said chase them away from the hospitals. All we are saying is, who are they? And why is the South African taxpayer is paying for medical treatment of people who are not even supposed to be here, but treated by their own government? Right? We've been asking those questions. And then he said something like, ANC cannot take a stance because of its humanity policy in discussing this issue. Okay, now let's fast forward to what just happened over the weekend, which is, to me, is absolutely unbelievable that Panyaza Lusufi thinks the people of South Africa are dum-dums. because now he is reading the room. And I don't know what's his political ambitions in the ANC, but I am assuming he wants to be the president of the African National Congress, and he's already setting a tone so that anybody that is in this country illegally must know that when he becomes president of the ANC, subsequently, if the ANC is going to win the elections, the general elections, please don't make sure that happens. He is going to prioritize the removal of illegal foreigners in our country, which is actually laughable if you think about it, because he ain't not going to do that. He's not going to do that at all. He's ANC. He's not going to do that. So now he's telling us about how he's being to marry me in Soshanguve. If you remember, a bunch of illegal foreigners, unalived, 5 South Africans who were patrolling because they were being failed by the South African police service. So these criminals who are illegally in South Africa needed to do their job, and they were being prevented by South Africans that were protecting their community. All under the ANC, by the way. And now it's like 63% of that area is full of illegal people. We don't know where they come from, why they are here, where are they sleeping. Sir, like really, sir, how dumb do you think we are? Because this is exactly what we've been saying. They own RDP houses too. Did you know that? That there are South Africans who registered for RDP houses to this very day. They are waiting, but your so-called humanity has them living in those houses illegally, because some corrupt South African in the housing department made sure that happened, that a South African is robbed of their rights to own a home, but give it to somebody we don't even know why they are here for. Why aren't they not fixing their own countries where they can get an RDP house there, where they can get medical attention there? But no, let's remove a South African who, by the way, they citizens who pay taxes understand that, or at least in good faith think that this is going towards South African citizens that are less fortunate. And Panyaza Lessufi wants to act all, what? Why? In our hospital is full of, like, hello, how many times have we been screaming this? South Africans don't get treated. You are talking about South Africans having to produce an appointment card at the hospital as well as an identity card. These guys don't do it. It's like we're living in a tale of two cities. One group of people that are not supposed to be are treated far different and better than the citizens themselves. Because if a South African walk into a hospital and says, well, I don't have my identity document, I kind of like don't know where I put it in the house, then you get turned away. But an illegal foreigner, oh, please come in, you are more than welcome. And Panyaza Lessufi is acting all like, if you listen to Panyaza Lessufi's speech, it's pregnant with a lot of confirmations that we've been thinking about. Number one, he talks about we need to start having official resolutions on what we need to do with illegal foreigners, meaning the ANC never had a political will to deal with this problem that we are having in our country. Only now that he has to go speak to the president of the ANC, which is Cyril Ramaphosa, to have such an item on the agenda in their next National Executive Committee meeting, where they make a resolution as to what's going to happen to illegal foreigners. And then he makes a warning shot, and he says, get papers or leave us in peace. No, you are still not reading the room properly, sir. They need to get out. Like leave. Go. So that we can sort ourselves here first and get the citizens of this country getting what rightfully theirs. Before we can say, oh, okay, let's open the borders because now we are short of this and we are short of that and we are short of that. Why? Because South Africans have decided to move to something much more that they cannot participate in this part of the economy. Get papers or leave us in peace? What? You're not serious. South Africans are saying, ba, ha, mbe, meaning leave. You are saying, no, get papers or leave us in peace, meaning our issues will continue to happen. They get employed over South African citizens. Jobs that used to be South African citizens' jobs are no longer South African citizen people's jobs, including those that did not finish school for different circumstances. They used to work in gardens in the suburbs. They used to work in the kitchens in the suburbs. But that no longer a South African thing. It has been hijacked. And there are a lot of y'all who are watching me today who are happy about that situation because y'all are not good people, because you know you are exploiting them. Exploitation equals evil. It means it's fine for me and my family to have more money than the people that are working for me, where they have to literally put cents together in order to buy bread. How does that make you feel? Just so that you don't get to cook but go eat in a restaurant, you are exploiting other people, whether those people are South Africans or non-South Africans. It's wrong. And then you cry about crime. Oh, this country is riddled with crime. And yet you are causing it by not employing the citizens. And you think the citizens will do what? Twiddle their thumb and wait for money to fall from heaven. And yet they know if they walked into your restaurant, they will get a job and they will earn some money and they will stay away from committing crimes because they are waking up in the morning. Do you know how it feels like to hop into a public transport every morning and nobody in this taxi is speaking a South African language? That means people that are not supposed to be here are waking up in the morning to work and earn at the end of the month, take that money and send to their families. Why a South African in the morning is lying in bed or is up trying to put together CVs and sending them with absolutely nothing. It takes money to send a CV, to email it, or to take a taxi, to go to a place of employment or a potential place of employment to submit a CV. It's money. And some even walk for hours on end to get to town so that they are able to submit their CVs in various companies. And then you think that is okay. It's not okay. And as a result of that, that is why you will be sitting in your ivory tower looking down like this, that this country caused by yourself. You causing it. So we need to take responsibility, guys, that there's no more shifting responsibility to somebody else. It needs to start with the person you are looking at in the mirror and ask yourself, why am I doing what I'm doing? How does it benefit my country and my countrymen, even if you hate your countrymen? At least now you understand the consequences of hating your countrymen. You yourself will live in fear. We are living in fear because of people we don't know who they are. They're undocumented. If somebody breaks into my house right now or into your house, wipes every individual in your house like gone without wearing any gloves, nothing. Because they know, number one, we have a police system that is inept. They don't know whether they are coming or going. And secondly, I'm undocumented. My fingerprints, they feature nowhere in the books of South Africa. That's the life we are leading. And then these guys are, get documented or leave us in peace. No, go home and fix your home. Like the saying goes, charity begins at home. You can never be in peace in somebody else's country. Can never. Whether you're a South African packing your bags right now as you are listening to me, moving to wherever you're moving to, you will never be at peace there because that's not your land. That's somebody else's land who have rights. And then they have a right the moment they realize that you, as a South African, are getting a job over the citizen of the country you are moving to. They'll have an issue with that unless that country is short of labor. And they'll say, okay, well, we'll have no problem because, anyways, the people of the country have moved to a different economic field, and this one is staying vacant. And so it needs to be filled. And that's why you were brought into the country. Panyaza Lusufi is not listening. He thinks he's reading the room, but he's not listening. And as he's hearing sounds of the people of South Africa, it's not comprehending, it's not computing that South Africans are saying, get out. We command it. That's what we are saying. Fix yours while we also get to fix ours. Listen, guys, I keep hearing, oh, Pan-Africanism, Pan-Africanism. Pan-Africanism, it only applies to South Africans because that's the button they are trying to push and manipulate us with. And yet the same people that you want us to with, they laugh at us. They laugh at the terminology Pan-Africanism because they don't believe in it. They think here it is where it is easy. And it is easy, Shem, for them. Very easy. Very easy. The police are in their pockets. We are now seeing universities, which all of these things need to be investigated by the Hawks, and I hope they are busy checking into our universities and the people that are employed there that are non-South Africans. How did you get the job? Because to me, it's now starting to sound like these people, when they were brought to Parliament at the Portfolio Committee for Higher Education, they kept saying, but they have South African IDs, as if that was, stuff that were, oh, okay, they have South African IDs, let's leave them alone then. They are South Africans. But it sounds to me that the corruption goes like this. We are going to force South Africans to take early retirement because these are the stories I'm hearing. People are sharing in the comment section that how they've been forced to take early retirement so that a foreign national is giving their job at universities. And then the person that gets the job gets to be paid half of what the South African who's been forced out was earning. So now what happens to that other half? To whom does it go to? That's what the Hawks need to find out. Secondly, now that they have come to this gold mine that no, let's hire more foreign nationals than South Africans. So in order to legitimize this, we need to work with somebody that is corrupt in Home Affairs to issue South African IDs so that they say they are naturalized South Africans, hence they got these positions. That's how corruption works, right? And now the Hawks needs to investigate that, see who in Home Affairs that is issuing these naturalization South African IDs to foreign nationals that now get employed in our universities. What processes were followed, right? So now Panyaza Lesufi is not going to talk about that. He's going to say things on the surface, that stuff that's going to make us like, oh, wow, finally the ANC is listening to us. No, you're not. You're not listening to us. And I don't think you ever will. Even if you do become the president of the ANC, you are not going to do jack. Because you carry the guilt that African countries, they helped y'all when y'all ran away to their countries during the days of apartheid, while the majority of South Africans faced the barrel of the gun. Yeah, I know we don't talk like that. We sweet put it and say, oh, exile. In exile, they were organizing. The real people, the majority of South Africans never left. And you as well, when you were in those countries, you did not commit the atrocities that they are committing in our country. Why are you not talking about that? Why don't you say help South Africans by telling that we were put in not concentration camps, we were put in refugee camps. The government of Zambia gave us a plot of land and we were not allowed to integrate with Zambians, with Malawians, with Tanzanians, with Angolians. We had our own. We were kept in a corner there. No, you're not talking about that because you think we're fools. This is not right, ANC. And that is why the people of South Africa should continue to punish you, remove you completely out of the ballot paper in the next elections, starting with the local government, going to 2029 and beyond. Maybe while you are still taking a break, you will then think and understand the South African mindset. And the South African mindset is patriotic to this country. All of us are patriotic to this country. You try to divide us along racial lines, and we've been listening to you for the longest time. Now we're like, wait a minute, but how is this helping us? It's not, never has, and it will never will. You are profiting out of stirring emotions and pivoting us or bad heading us against each other. For what? For what? What have we gained out of that? Nothing. You come with big words. And then we all go like, and then we go and vote you. No, no more, no more, no more, no more. I want you to listen to Panyaza Lesufi's speech properly and hear the confessions in that speech that they never had the political will to rescue the people of South Africa, because the question he should have asked was, what are Somalis doing in South Africa? How did they open businesses in South Africa when the Immigration Act is very clear as a non-South African opening a business in South Africa? What about Ethiopians? What are they doing here? Because I have maybe far east of Ethiopia, there is some unrest. I think that unrest subsequently ended, but not the entire Ethiopia is at war. Not Somalia. Even if Somalia was at war and refugees and asylum seekers had to come out of that, we are not their first country or the first safe country as per the Refugee Geneva Convention. We are not. You take hours to fly to South Africa. What are Bangladeshis doing in South Africa? What are Pakistanis doing in South Africa? What wars going on in those two countries in Asia for them to be here? And even if you tell me no, they are refugees or asylum seekers, is South Africa their first safe country? This is what Panyaza Lesufi should be telling us. But no, he's not. He's not going to do it. He's going to sound bites and make us all a little bit excited that, oh, finally the ANC got... No, no. You do not have an official resolution on this matter. It's only now because you think it's going to pass in the ANC NEC meeting. Maybe it will, because y'all are losing votes and support. But come on. Come on. South Africans, these people don't care about us, and we keep telling you. He's campaigning for both local government elections as well as his position in the ANC in the next ANC convention, which I think is going to be in 2027. That's what he's doing. And so he needs to sound like how South Africans are sounding and talking about this issue, because it is an issue that is on all of us lips right now, because we live in fear. Not only do we live in fear, but we are also, things that belong to us are being taken away from us by them, given to them by you, ANC. Given. And yet we have family members who lay down their lives for this country, fighting along with yourselves. You've forgotten about them. Yeah, you have. You have. I do see the comments from sentimental ANC supporters. Your guys, it's going to end in tears one day. One day you'll be like, oh, Clantis was right. One day. Right now, you're probably benefiting and you are still blinded and cotton wool is all over your eyes. Hey, but one day you will not be made a fool for too long, too. Your eyes will open. Guys, this has really it really ground my cheese, and I'm thinking, nah, we're not gonna be made a fool of. The ANC has a humanity program or policy that says they cannot be thrown out. That is why they keep coming. They keep coming, and in Zulu is like bathembeni, bathembeni labantu. It's you, the enablers. Remove the borders. Let's remove the borders and let them come through because of your policy. And you think that policy is just going to change like that? I don't think so. No. Some of y'all who are officials, we see your videos. We see your videos. You know the videos I'm talking about. Which proves that you guys are in bed with them, not caring about South Africans. Anyways, I just thought, let me have my piece on this matter because I'm hearing a lot of y'all asking, hey, Clancis, what are your thoughts about Panyaza Lusufi's speech about illegal foreigners? They are in our hospitals as doctors and nurses as well. Not only saturating our hospitals that taxpayers of this country are paying for, but they are also doctors and nurses, and they are ill-treating South Africans. And when I say ill-treating South Africans, I mean they don't treat South Africans with humanity. They even tell us, I don't understand that language. How are you in somebody else's land and you are not simulating and learning the language of the people you are helping in a public hospital? I had to emphasize the word public. So that means we have our grandparents and those that are uneducated and cannot understand or speak English misdiagnosed because the foreign doctor doesn't understand that language. Why are you putting us in danger like this? You're not talking about that, Panyaza Lusufi. You're just hitting the surface because the ANC has a humanity policy. And that policy caters to them, not to South Africans. Wow. Here we go. Call me xenophobic, call me Afrophobic, call me all the names in the world. I don't give a rat's toe. What I do give a rat's toe about is the people of this country, my countrymen and women of all races. That's what I care about. Everyone else, as long as you are here legally, I'm good with you. And you are positively contributing to the economy as well as coercion of this country, I'm good with you. I have no issues. Let's be friends. But know and always check your dates of being in South Africa. If your dates are about to expire, get it fixed. I'm talking about those that are positively contributing to our country, because I also want to see my country on a pedestal somewhere waving the South African flag as a country that is loving, that has Ubuntu, that is fun, that is also providing a soft spot for you to land. Because that's who we are as a nation. We welcome you with warm hands because we are loving like that. But the moment you overstay your welcome with expiry dates, now we're going to have a problem, a huge problem. So if that makes me xenophobic, then well, deal with it. Deal with it. This is sickening, Panyaza Lusufi, and I hope, for goodness sake, that the ANC loses completely. Like, completely. Completely. You're not serious about South Africans. You are not serious. You are not serious. Anyways, guys, those are my thoughts, and I've made my peace with this charade by Mr. Panyaza Lusufi. Well, good luck with your political ambitions in the ANC, but I don't think South Africans will be voting y'all as much as we used to. Goodbye, though. Fare thee well. Rest in peace. And that, guys, please don't leave the video without liking, sharing, commenting, and subscribing because, guys, it helps the channel to grow. And thank you so much for the super thanks. I highly appreciate them. And I saw somebody says, hey, why don't you open a Patreon account? And I was like, I think I will. I'll let you know once I have opened one. Thank you for that, because clearly you guys want to support the channel. There's a lot that needs to be done, obviously, and it all takes some little bit of cash in order to get all these equipment and have the best audio and all that stuff. So thank you for that suggestion. I highly appreciate it. I also did see one of your encouraging everyone else to join my channel membership, which I kind of like forget to upload them, but I'm going to start uploading. In fact, all my videos before they go public, they're going to start with the channel membership so that you guys get to watch, and then they get published automatically to public. All right. But I appreciate y'all. I appreciate the love. You guys are absolutely awesome. Thank you for the engagement as well in the comment section. I highly appreciate y'all. You have no idea. I'm loving this that we are starting, and these conversations that we are having. They are difficult, but they need to be done nonetheless. One needs to be brave. One of y'all asked me a question in 4 ways when I met y'all. We're like, aren't you afraid that people that might not like what you say might unalive you? And I was like, well, if I get unalived for something that I stand for, then it's a good death. That's what I said. That means it's a good death. I might not go down as a hero, but I know I'll be at peace knowing that I died for something that I stand for. And I stand for the people of South Africa. That's what I stand for. And that, I'll see you guys later. Goodbye.